I was on Fox News a while back.
Oh, were ya?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to pop your hat up just a bit.
More than that. More than that.
I can't,
I
just can't see.
you guys. Okay, sit up just a bit.
Is this what you want? Up like
No,
this?
no.
All right.
Like you're doing. Yep, good and relaxed.
Ask Matt all the hard questions.
Don't ask me anything.
Perfect. Okay,
First off, say, how much beer did you guys drink down at Grizzly Olsen?
okay. Alrighty. I just need you to both tell me your names and spell them for me. So whoever wants to go first.
Matt Jarvis, MattJarvis.
Perfect.
Chet Olsen, Chetolsen.
Awesome. Okay, well, both of you tell me, I guess we can start with Matt and we'll go to Chet. Right, Matt?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't think of someone else. So, Matt, tell me what kind of your role was it that you took in your livestock show. What did you do?
Well, I started showing sheep there when I was old enough to start showing. We showed a lot of breeding sheep and then fat lambs. And then later on, I started showing steers. And then when my kids got old enough, they started showing breeding sheep and fat lambs. Mm-hmm. And now my grandkids are showing fat lambs and breeding sheep.
Nice.
And I was also on committees in my, I don't know, 30s and 40s, I guess. Usually the fat lamb committee or else the breeding sheep committee.
What about you, Chet?
That started probably with my kids. My kids got started showing lambs and went up through there and then got on breeding sheep committee and helped on that for a lot of years with my buddies. And we had sheep at times. Our kids showed breeding sheep and we got pretty involved and stayed involved for a number of years with it and had a good experience, raised some good kids by doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you two were buddies, right? You're like brothers.
Most of the time, part of the time.
Always.
Yeah, we're pretty tight. We go back, all three of us go back a lot of years.
Yeah. So it's kind of, this is a family event for you, would you say?
I'd think so.
Yeah.
Has been.
Yeah.
We've all kind of all been right involved doing the same things for 40 years.
And how is that? You like it? Hate it?
Yeah, it's been good.
They kind of upset me once in a while, but I've worked through it through the years. I think I'm on track now, but I think we're good.
You think you're on track now? Oh no.
Oh my goodness. So, we're talking about the importance of legacies. Like what advice would you give for the future generations about what you've known, where you came from, where you're going? I mean, not where you're going. I don't know if we want to know about that, but.
Well, I'll kind of tell you what I'm kind of sad about is when I was a kid and even a young adult, the stock show was pretty main event for Spanish Fork and the farming community as a whole was. But it's really changed a lot the last few years. The stock show is still important, but the agricultural part of this town just ain't what it used to be. We used to have 2 auctions, 3 tractor dealerships. We had Del Monte, the sugar factory, and that's all gone. It's all changing and changing quite fast. I hate to see that come to this area.
I just see a big change. It used to be years ago, most all these growers and farmers and ranchers and would grow their own livestock and took a lot of pride in taking that livestock to the junior livestock shows. I see a big change in today's world of what that is and how it's changed people as far as, it's all about big competition, big dollars to try to compete, and not everybody can stay up with that kind of life. That's one thing that kind of affects me about the whole thing. I still think it's great for what the kids are learning and want to be as they grow older. I've had a lot of them kids work with me in my business up through my fertilizer business and things, and seen what them kids is become. And, I'm really proud of that type of kids. They know how to drop their head and get their ass in the air and go to work, and I'm proud of that.
You've been a big example to many. All of you have, right? You'd hope.
Well, I hope so.
Good and bad, I think. I think for the most part good. If somebody was out of line back then, you know, you could get a kid with an nape of the neck or you know, squeeze his arm, get him back on the right track. I think today's world, you just don't hardly dare do that. You just maybe can cuss and go on about it, but used to you could get right in their face and get them going again.
Yeah, that is true. But you can still now in a different way, right?
Well, yeah, you can. I probably couldn't if I went down there, but I imagine this younger generation could. I mean, I'd like to, some of them. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't break a hip.
no.
So what have you seen change over the years in livestock showing? Or at the Utah Junior Livestock Show?
Well, I think you see it in about everything. The competitiveness has really gotten, it's a whole different thing. Back in the day, if you're taking the steer, you went out to your dad's steer pen and picked out a steer and took to the stock show or a lamb or whatever it was. Now it's pretty big money compared to compete. And I guess it's good, but it is kind of it's a whole different thing than it was then. But I think everything's like that, whether it's playing ball or my kids rodeoed and grandkids rodeoing. It's a whole different thing than anything you do now. The competition has really gotten a lot tougher. And that's mostly driven by money, which I hate to see.
The type of animal they was kind of raising earlier on compared to what there is today, there's quite a difference in genetics, and you know the club lamb deal back in the day wasn't even around, and today that's about all there is. So genetics, type of animal, big difference.
There's a podcast I listened to that says that the Junior Livestock Show is just an agricultural circus. They're not the real animals of the real market. It's the agricultural circus for performers.
Well, I can speak from the sheep standpoint more than anything, and the weather-sire sheep and the commercial part of the real industry just is non-existent. It's kind of an industry within itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean a lot has
I think
changed.
quite
Yeah,
a bit.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It's I mean the best thing is you got youth on the track that they need to be on. It don't really matter the type of animal as long as them kids are growing up knowing what it takes to take care of livestock, and you know what it takes to prepare for a livestock show, and that work ethic I think will never go away. I like to see that. I like to see the kids doing their own animals versus a hired hand out there doing it for them. So when I see that, I'm proud. Makes me proud.
What do you hope for the future of agriculture?
Well, I hope it's becoming a little more profitable so people can be more involved with it. Right now it's pretty hard for kids to stay on the farm because there's so much big money, better money out there than there is in agriculture. And that you'd think would change, but like the sheep numbers have dropped a lot over the years from, I can't remember the figures, but several million down to 3 million. And that's being made up with imports. I hate to see that happen. I hate to see this country lose its food supply and depend on imports to be fed.
I'd like to see the government get a little more loosened up on, like Matt was talking about. Things are tight, less sheep. Well, there's plenty of country out there for permits and stuff to run these animals. If the government will just loosen up and make a pathway for the youth that's coming up that wants to get involved in that. I mean, it's really hard to try to buy permits or ground or anything else, but I think if the government would loosen up, the youth of this world would still have a chance of getting into the cattle business or getting into the sheep business. And that's the thing that frustrates me. It seems like government really don't care if we're eating or not.
So what's your favorite memory at the stock show?
Family-friendly event, remember?
Oh,
Or if not?
mine is back when we used to, on that fat land committee and the list.
And I remember the calf was donated by Zion's Bank. And the next year I brought it back to sell, and Zion's Bank bought the calf back again. So they've been a real good sponsor in the day at the stock show.
Yeah. Did you ever do it, Chet?
I never was in the calf scramble, no.
You don't like to get dirty.
Oh.
Yeah, I was scared I was gonna get some mud or something on myself, or some calf shit or something.
Are you guys friends in school? Like, did teachers have to deal with you all?
They were 2 years older than me, so I was a little bit
Oh,
behind
yeah.
them.
I was in Salem.
Oh, right, I forgot.
I love it. So that was probably what your favorite, but what was your funniest memory of the stock show?
Watching these two try to get some bookwork done. I couldn't stay focused. Because Ed had some stuff in his fridge that got him out of focus. So of course I had to step up to the table and get things straightened back out.
Matt, what about you? What was your favorite?
I can't really say one thing. I'll just go with Chet, what he said.
There's always like a fun of laughs,
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, we
they have a
we
dance?
worked and
Did you guys have dances?
I don't ever remember a
I don't
dance.
remember. I remember the banquet.
The banquet?
The banquet was always seemed pretty cool. A lot of fun.
The kids had to dance? Y'all didn't go dance?
We chaperoned it
You guys were
something or another.
Like first year, this is the first year I remember a dance here.
The Kiwanis Club sponsored the banquet for a lot of years. I don't know if they still do or
They still
not.
do.
They still do.
When we were kids, during the stock show, we'd go up to Wanrose up the canyon, have a keg.
Oh, good.
Take the freaking leg of lamb up there.
Perfect. That's the party.
We'll put that on there. I'm trying out for fishing.
Maybe we should do that again.
Yeah.
Well, the other kids are from the dance this year. You guys can all invite everybody up to Wanrose and cook along.
I just notice a lot of people that's on the committees today is a lot of kids that we had growing up, and one that really stands out to me is Ben Mangelson. Ben was really quite a showmanship, and he was all in. He was 100% in, and whatever he done right. And I look back today, and he's on this committee, and he's a pretty fine example. Ben is.
Yeah. All the great things, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
all of your kids showed, right?
Yes.
So, what are some, like, it's a family thing? Or would you say it's a family thing? So it's not-
I would say the biggest thing, watching my daughter bawl and carry on because she had to get rid of her lamb. That was, I'd imagine that's the way it is with most animals. You raise them, you feed them, you muck through the mud to take care of them. When it all comes down to it, they've loved what they're doing. And it's memories they'll never forget.
I think the kid has got to do a lot of the work on their project, whether it's a lamb or steer or a hog. But it does take the family effort to really do it right.
Support them in what they do, and you do chores here, you do chores there to earn the feed to feed them, and that's just part of what we know. That's just you dive in. If you want something bad enough, you go to work and get it. I think a lot of kids these days is still on that track.
So I don't know how to word this, but we talked about families, the importance of it. Sam over here talks a lot about, like it is, like when, his son, the Lamb Chop Club, gave him money for his son, and how it was all, you guys were all together, the importance of it. Explain to us what that is for you, we say it's a family thing, but tell us why it is such a big family thing for you all, like why you're still in it and you're still with the people that you were with.
Well, I feel like it's friends and neighbors, whoever. We kind of all done this stuff together, and when it come time to sell or something, your friends, your buddies was supporting your own kids, and vice versa. I was supporting whatever, just to make the playing field level. Everybody was going to get this close to the same amount of money, so there wasn't no hard feelings. And it really worked out. It's that's why I got so much respect from my buddies.
Matt?
Well, like I said, it's a family thing because it's. I'm not saying my kids fed their lambs every day. I'd feed them part of the time, but then, of course, I'd come back and feed my sheep a lot of times too. So you just kind of work together as a group. And you help, like Chet said, you help your neighbor and your friends along the way too. We've had the Palmyra stock show at our farm for probably 50 years. It's a lot of work, but it's still somewhat rewarding to have the kids be able to exhibit their animals before the big show.
It's something you look forward to.
Yeah.
Take pride in your place down there, and it's all spick and span for the neighborhood stock show. It takes a lot of pride, a lot of effort, a lot of love in the industry you're in.
The recipe for success in this whole deal, example of that is, Matt Jarvis's son, Chuck, whose name is Matthew, they're back at the National Columbia Show this year. And Chuck's a social media guy. He's got a picture of the whole Jarvis family. Matt and Sandra, down their kids and all their grandkids in Jarvis Sheep Company shirts, showing sheep at the National Columbia Show. It doesn't get any better than that. No money can buy that.
So your legacy still lives on, Matt.
Yeah, so far.
And how is that for you? For your family, for you, how's that to know that?
Well, it's rewarding, and like I say, what I said earlier, it's my boys and son-in-law and all have got other jobs, and they would like to be on the farm too. But like I said, it's the money in agriculture just isn't really there to keep them there. Our expenses are just going crazy now with fuel and fertilizer and everything else, and our product hasn't kept pace with the rest of it. The example I always use is we used to sell 10 head of bucks and buy a pickup. Now it takes 100 head of bucks to buy a pickup. So it's just getting tougher and harder. And I would really like to see the legacy go on for generations forever, and especially in this area, we're just getting really pushed out. Getting pretty tough. You'd have to go elsewhere to really make it work.
So what advice would you two give to the future generations that are showing at the Utah Junior Livestock Show?
Just enjoy it and do the best of it you can. be competitive. Even, like I say, a lot of it's money driven, but there's other parts of it that is really fulfilling without the money backing. That's about it.
Never give up on your dreams. It's you look at the big picture, it might scare you off, but at the moment, get a hold of it and go with it, because I think as you get older and look back, you would take a lot of pride in what you've done.
So we talk about legacy, right? Our legacy still lives on. Legacy 100 years before us, and we hope and pray 100 years after us. What do you want people to know about the legacy that you two are leaving today?
Don't give up. Don't get your dauber down. If you want it bad enough, you can find a way to get it. And I don't care if it's your parents, your friends, if your mindset is to get something done, you can get it done. And I can guarantee that. But it won't be easy. Like Matt says, the way things are going and we're getting pushed and shoved out, if you got a little corner in the corner of your lot and you can have animals on it, get them on it and get going. And don't look back, because that animal in the corner of your building might exceed to something that you would never think you could reach.
I think a legacy on this stock show could go on for a long time, because you really don't need a lot of acres or a lot of area or whatever to junior livestock show, Dylan. It's good. It's been good for us and good for our kids, and I think it's good for our grandkids. And if it's done right, it's a good program.
You're already leaving a legacy, right?
Yep.
You hope.
Hope so.
Well, I hope so, because nothing that comes out of it is nothing but a bunch of good kids and their parents being good examples. That's what we do to make it work.
Yeah, it is true. What else would you two like to add?
I think we about covered it.
The good, the bad, the ugly. What would you like to add about all this?
Oh, you never want to mention the bad, but I don't ever try to remember any of the bad. It was all, you got to find the good parts of things, or if you look at the bad stuff, you get a negative attitude. You get a negative attitude and you just well throw your hands in the air. So you just look and you kind of compete. You got to have a little bit of an edge. You got to have some go in yourself and a desire to succeed. And if you can find them few items, you'll make her.
Amen.
I agree.
Well, thank you guys. Is there anything other questions you want to ask?
Yes, turn on. So.
I think it's pretty much hard.
Awesome
I mean,
job.
we could do some blackmail video. These three
I know what blackmail video is. What do you want to give us? What do you want to add? Is there any questions?
Yeah, get over there.
You can go
You
sit
just make sure you get that in there about,
for your boy.
Jarvis Sheep Company.
Oh, yes.
And that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Matt, why don't you tell us about that?
Could you hear me?
Kind of hear you, but I have Matt have you explain to it too.
Well, like I said, the boys have all got a job, but they enjoy the showing and stuff with the
Stop
sheep.
before he gets saying, this wouldn't have happened
Go
without.
sit over there. Don't touch the light though, you'll burn yourself. Legit.
And put your hat up, remember?
Well, I don't have my mic in them.
You
You're loud
sit closer to it.
Talk loud
Get as
enough, you can get
Get as
this.
close to
Go
Matt
to
as
Matt.
you can.
Get over by
And sit up in your chair. Get
Where's
over
mine?
here.
You want
So the,
Pull him over here.
This way. You gotta
it?
go
Here,
by
just
Matt.
give him his mic. Give him my mic.
just,
can
you
hear.
just,
Don't rub his leg. We don't even have to remember.
Lift your hat up. There you go. Perfect. Go. I'm ready for you.
so the biggest reward we talked a little bit about the rewards you can get from the stock show, and it's not money, it's not notoriety, it's probably memories. And the crowning jewel on all this stock show is, and this would have never happened without Chuck Jarvis. because Matt is too humble and too quiet of a man to do it, but Matt and his wife, their kids and grandkids were at the National Columbia Show this year. And did you have a champion ewe?
We had the high selling ewe and the high selling ram.
High selling ewe, high selling ram, which is supposed to be the biggest deal. But the biggest deal was Chuck, the social media guy, puts a picture on Facebook or whatever those things are called. The whole Jarvis family with their Jarvis Sheep Company shirts on, from grandma and grandpa, their kids and their grandkids, all with their Jarvis Sheep Company shirts on, back in Iowa.
Yeah.
In Iowa at the National Columbia Show. And I mean, there's no better reward in life than having that picture of Matt and his posterity showing sheep.
And that's a fine example of this family taking pride in the sheep industry and how hard they strive to make it better. It's something else. I've been with them through a lot of it, and they take a lot of pride in what they do in this industry, and I'm really proud of them.
I mean, you should be, right?
I'd sure hope so. Yes, I am.
I know. How amazing. Well, and I think for you three, like, you all are such good friends, you know? And like, you can just see that this is the life you want to live, right? This is the example.
This is the life we're living.
Yeah. And you're an example to me. Like, I get to have friends down here, forever friends from showing livestock.
That's a good example of two of the three of us coming from nothing. Okay? We had nothing. Parents struggled. We wanted something bad enough in life, just like I mentioned earlier in the comments, that if you want something bad enough, you can get it. And I don't care if it's a 10 by 10 foot lot in your backyard. If you want to raise an animal, whether it be a pen full of chickens or a couple sheep, and then you can expand from that, you can sure enough do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I can tell you from a fact that I've done it. I've done everything I've wanted to in life. I've had my herd of sheep. I've had my own business. I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud of my friends and the good examples. And if you want her, you can go get her. And I'm telling that to these young kids coming up.
Are you girls proud you made 3 grown men cry?
Yeah. I'm crossing off my list. I thought everyone cried.
That was my goal today.
Cried.